Hello, students. This is Dwight here, your facilitator for INT 1131, desktop support. This will be an exciting class, and I just wanted to give you a video overview of the course, the content in Canvas, and take a look at that first week, the first learning unit 1. And as I mentioned before, this is Canvas. At this point, you should be familiar with the outline of this learning management system. Primarily, and I'll briefly go into the student view so you can kind of get an idea, and you probably already have, but basically your best friend is this, almost completely to the left navigation area. These are all the important components of the course, syllabus, modules, and you will have announcements in there as well once I begin to post announcements. The grade book, chat, there's a chat in here if you'd like to use that. Google Drive, which there are some useful resources. Usually, if I'm going to post anything, or tools or anything like that, you'll be able to access them via the Google Drive. And then one important aspect is our library resource. It's quite extensive. There's several topics. Even if you're just interested in just browsing around something other than the course material, definitely welcome to do that. Desktop support is very, very important, and it's still something that's going pretty much going strong as far as the technology, etc. All right, so I do want to say that primarily on this main or the home landing page, you can get a gist of what the structure of the course. The explanation or description, 5 modules, which is very, very common for Millermont courses. There's a welcome section where I invite you to click on the link here and provide a brief introduction. You can write it out. I will actually provide an introduction as well. You can respond to mine or just respond on your own to the forum. And then there's also a question and answer forum as well, very typical for our courses. If you have any questions or any concerns, please list them here. All right, so let's get right back to the home page. Basically, as stated before, 5 modules. Start with Learning Unit 1. This particular blue shaded area will give you an overview of what's required. We use a platform called UCertify, very good. It's also part of it's also essentially the platform where the ebook is stored or rendered from. A couple places you can access the ebook. If you go under the modules tab here, you do have your INT 1131 ebook. You just click on that, and then it will take you to the ebook. Now I will have to leave student view to make sure I can give you a view of what the ebook looks like. You probably already know this. Essentially, we have all the aspects, all the components, starting with lesson 1, and there's quite a few in here. And also with the ebook, if you look here on the very left here and hover over that open button, you can actually open the table of contents. Very, very useful topics in here for our course. And so that's a quick overview of the ebook. Make sure that you go in there and familiarize yourself with the contents of the ebook, because it will help you much more than any of the other resources that you can Google, I guarantee you. And I inadvertently closed the course, so let me get back in to our course. Once again, 1131. We just covered the ebook. Learning Unit 1, let's go back in there. All our courses have learning unit assignments, and usually a project and then a test. And this is no different. So here you have 6, basically you have 6 assignments. You don't have a project for week 1, but you have installing CentOS, booting Linux into single user mode, creating a physical volume group, logical volume file system, creating petitions and file systems, working with time zones, using the time data CTL, command to set the time. All very useful, all very good activities. And once again, this is an overview. So to access the activities themselves, you want to scroll down, and basically you're given essentially a method to access the ebook. That's what the Let's Read is all about. And then the first component of the course is the discussion question. So you click on that link, it will take you to the first discussion question. And for Learning Unit 1 is discuss your initial knowledge of the Linux operating system. And as you see, we're going to dive right into Linux. What context did you learn or hear about? Well, what context did you learn or hear about it? Have you worked with Linux in the past? And how did you feel about the experience? What were some of the challenges that you faced in attempting to install and configure Linux? And it can be a challenge if you're not familiar with it. Do you think that Linux will be a long-term and viable alternative to Windows and Unix? Very interesting question there. So this is the discussion question. And I'm expecting that you'll do a little bit of research about the topic and then just offer your perspective. As far as the discussion questions, and you probably heard this before, you're required to post your initial thoughts or response to the question and then comment on 2 of your classmates. Now, this is a small class, so you can also comment on my comments. I'm going to try and add a number of comments as well, but you need at least 3 total posts to get full credit for the discussion. And you've probably done this before. So if we go back to Learning Unit 1, and yes, these are numbered for a reason, just kind of essentially follow the order. So it's the reading and then discussion and then the assignments and then the tests. The tests are usually pretty short, 10 to 15 items. I'll just briefly go into, and this is also hosted by UCertify. And you see here, this particular test is 15 items. They're usually multiple choice. And you do get multiple attempts. So don't panic if you don't do so well the first time out. So that's the test. Let's see what else. Just remember, if you have any questions that you can't answer yourself, please feel free to either post a question in the question and answer forum, or as you know, we do have an email system with Canvas. Just basically send me a message via the messaging system. Basically, your view, you just have a little pencil icon there, and you can select who you want to send it to, et cetera, et cetera. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with that. Let's go back into the course. Let's see. So I just want to give you fair warning. Hopefully, you are going to do your research on this topic. This first topic is pretty involving, Linux. If you don't know Linux, it can be pretty daunting as well. But feel free to ask questions. It's something that's very usable, and it's something that industry is looking for. So as far as desktop support, just general computer support. So this is our overview of Learning Unit 1. Kind of a quick overview of the structure of the course, very similar to all of our courses. Our first topic is software management. We're going to look at operating systems, primarily Linux, and I'm looking forward to facilitating the course for you all. Thank you for your attention to this video. I didn't want to make it too long. I know after a while you probably want to disengage, but looking forward to seeing you all in the course.